Hey guys, Kevin here with Kevin's Way Works. So here's the green Challenger again. 2011 RT Classic, 5.7 liter Hemi. So I've had this issue, just started recently. Kind of had something on and off before this that is similar, but this time something serious happened. So about a month ago, almost a month ago, probably 3 weeks ago, and as I'm decelerating, the car is just, it feels like it has a bubble in one of the tires. I get out and check, there's nothing wrong with the tires. So I get back in and I go and drive it again, and it's fine. So as I'm speeding up, I hit about 42 miles an hour. The car starts shaking again. I'm like, what in the world's going on? So I slow down, speed up again. Car's shaking. So between 42 and 50, this thing's just, I tried to film it, but the camera didn't catch it. But this thing just violently shaking. When I get home and park it, I can smell a clutch burning, clutch or friction material like brake pads. I can smell an odor, and that's just one of the clues to what may be wrong with this. Before I drive it again, what I want to do is get it up onto my rhino ramps. I want to get up underneath there, and I want to check one quick thing first to rule it out. These are notorious for the bearing that's around the two-piece drive shaft, for either the rubber dampener disintegrating and wallowing out and shaking. They are also known for the bearing themselves going out. I have no indication that this is a bearing itself issue, but it could be that rubber bushing. I'm gonna get up under there now, and you and I are gonna see if we can figure out if that's the problem or not. If it's not, then we're gonna start digging even deeper. So stay tuned, guys. I don't know if this is gonna be a fun one or not, but I hope it is. So stay tuned. What is that on the road right alongside me? What is that? I can see the ramp. Oh, it's okay. Guys, I'm talking to myself here. I can see the ramp. I didn't know I would be able to see the ramp through my backup camper. Alrighty, we got her up there. Now guys, I made a mistake. And I meant to park this so I didn't have this joint in the middle, because the wheels on my little cart here, my creeper gets stuck in them. So let's get up under here. And I'm not really sure where the bearing is under here. I've never had to mess with it before, so I don't know exactly where it is. I'm assuming we can get to it enough down here, because I think it's on the back end here, to give it a good shake. So let's get under here, see how hot everything is. Not really that hot. All right, let's get under here. Let's see how many times Kevin can swear because he's stuck on that little guy there. Oh, I was mistaken, guys. It's at the front. Stinker. You stinker. Okay. That's great. What is that? Oh, it's just... It's nothing. It's nothing. You know what? I really, to be able to do this, I need to have the car in neutral. Man, I can't. I think we really need to pull forward, guys. I think we need to pull forward. I think I goofed. While I'm under here, I'm just giving it a good look over. I'm trying to see if anything looks funky. What's that? Oh, I'll tell you what that was. That was a little junk in my face. Junk in my face. It's a good thing I have glasses on. I've got reading glasses on because I can't see up close. And we just locked the car. Okay. Can you guys see anything over here? This is not a good position, guys. This is just not. There's not enough room. There's not enough room to see anything. I gotta get a new battery for the camera. It's dying. I gotta get a new battery. I'll be right back. Problem is, I'm kind of stuck. Well, I got her pulled up. Guess what I forgot to do? Stay away from that crack. The expansion joint. Oh. Let's see if we can get under here without tearing our knees up. Oh, I don't think we got enough room. Oh, guys, this stinks. This really stinks. I think I gotta crawl on my... I know you're upside down. I'm gonna have to crawl on my back to get up under there. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna be able to see anything. So again, let's go inspect the rotors. Rotor looks fine. That rotor looks fine. Alright guys, I have the FLIR out. We're going to see if any of these wheels are hotter than the others. I can't see what it says because the color is white, 160 Fahrenheit on the brake rotor. Ooh, that one's hot. Look at that one. I can't figure out where to point it. What in the world? Come on. That one's over 200 and it's really hot in the center. Well, I'm wondering what just happened. The app closed. Share your thoughts with the survey. Well, the app closed while I was trying to use it. How about that for a survey? This one's only 160 also. Let's go back over here and see if this one's still burning hot. Oh my gosh, it closed again. Am I out of storage? All right, I tell you what, this time I'm not going to record. We'll see what happens. Yeah, this one's hot. This one's almost 200 degrees. The others so far were like, what, in the 160s? 160, so far, two have been 160. What the heck is this? Oh my gosh. Guys, guys, you see that? That's a caliper pin. Are you serious? No. Oh my goodness, I'm going to show you guys that in a second. That's a freaking brake caliper pin on the ground, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Seriously, guys, I'm not making this up. That is a... This is where I park. What the crap, guys? I hope I got the video on this. Look at that. That is... Oh my God. Holy shit. I'm just at a loss for words. I think we found the problem. That is freaking crazy. Holy cow. Guys, I'll be back. I can't believe that. Holy cow, guys. I mean, that's just bizarre. That is just nuts. So I've been driving this thing around for like 300 miles since it first started happening. Why did that fall out? And it looks like, I think the bolt that goes on the end is missing. But how did that fall out? That is, guys, I'm at a loss for words. That is just, wow. And I just drove this thing up and down the road in front of my house, probably put 15 miles on it, driving up and down, tried every gear, tried following the same track I did yesterday when this was happening. Smooth as glass, guys. Not a sound, not any type of noise at all. But I always park this car there. I've parked it there for probably the last year and a half. No other car has been there but me. And there's a caliper pin sitting on the ground right there. Wow. So anyway, what I was getting ready to tell you was, the car drove great. There was no problems with it until that. Let's just go ahead and sneak the camera under the backside of each wheel so we can find out which one it is. I have a suspicion it's going to be the right front one here because it's 200 degrees and the other three are only 160. So that's kind of pointing me to that right front tire there. So anyway, let me get you guys off the stand here. I'll stick you up under there and you guys can tell me which wheel it is. Let's do it. So let's start with the left front. So there is the brake cylinder right there. All right, guys. Okay. I'm just gonna move this around because I can't really see. I can't really see the screen. So there's that one. Let's go to the other side. Actually, no, I want to save the one I think it is for last. But let's go to the left rear next. All right, guys, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on the extension wand. Whew, I have heartburn now. That gave me heartburn. Wow. All I can say is wow. That is just nutso. I mean, does it even have brakes anymore? Wow. Guys, I can't even. I'm struggling here. Struggling. As my kids would say, at least my daughter would say, I'm struggling. Yeah, we're not struggling. I can't see, guys. I just can't see. Like I said, I think these rear ones are different, or a different style, but let me reach in there. Hopefully they're not too hot. Yeah, that's a different style. Those are both there. So I just felt up in there. They're both there, and of course now I have black crap all over my arms. That one's there. Sorry guys, I'm not even pointing you where what I'm doing is. That one is there. Let me see if I can reach in here without burning myself. That one's there. That one's there. So it has to be this one. Ow. Oh, she's hot up there. Yeah, that's guys. Oh my gosh. You guys, can you see that? You see where the bracket is? And then you see where the, let me get in there a little further. Oh, holy cow. That just, and guys, that is just unbelievable. And I do have to admit that I would have been the last one to work on that. And I always double check my torque specs. And I always double check to make sure I torque them. Don't have anything on video for this because it was so long ago when I did it, but I'm pretty sure I put new rotors on the front. I have to go back in my logbook. Maybe I never did any work to this one, but for some reason I seem to think I did, but it wouldn't have been any time recently. It would have been years ago, but let me double check. I'll let you guys know in a second. Guys, I'm still a little embarrassed about this. I can't believe that bolt came out of that, and then the pin fell out. And then I found the pin on the driveway where the car was parked. And I was the last one to work on the brakes on this car because I replaced those rotors probably 2,000 miles ago. Not even that. I replaced them 2.5 years ago. And I only put like 250 miles on the car 1 year. But I still think these might have at least 1,000 or 2 on them before this happened, which is just crazy. So I already started backing these out. Let's go ahead and take them out the rest of the way. Just being very careful because these are brand new wheels. I got a heck of a deal on these wheels too. These have been discontinued for a long time, but I had 2 bent wheels, so I was looking for new wheels to replace the bent ones, and these popped up. And the only difference between these and the originals are these don't have that dark silver metallic on them. They're just shiny black. And these are normally like, $480 wheels, and they had them on clearance for like, I think it was $75 each at a big dealer in New York State, down around the New York City area. And I was like, all right, I'm going to order them. I'm not really expecting anything to show up, or if they did, it was not going to be what I ordered. Sure enough, man, 4 boxes show up, and those were in them. One heck of a deal. Anyway, let's get back to this. I mean, you can see I thought it was pulled in this way. It's actually out this way. How that stayed on, I mean, I guess. All right, before I look at it, I'm going to get you up there so you guys can see, because you're seeing it for the first time just like me. I mean, that is just crazy. That is crazy. Wow. So there was 2 options that we could have had happen here. Is the caliper could come out this way and hit the inside of the wheel, or it could just get jammed up this way and kind of be in like its original position. It does not look like it touched the wheel. Let's go examine the wheel itself and see. Let's see if it ever made contact with the wheel. It did not. Look at that. Not a single bit of contact on the inside of the wheel. So, guys, we got super lucky here. That is just... I mean, I've heard of this happening to people, and I was like, they're dummies. They just didn't know what they were doing. They didn't tighten it tight enough. Well, that was torque to spec. Absolutely torque to spec. Because I noted it, and I always double check my torques whenever I torque something. All right, back to this area here. We're gonna have to take that caliper off But I mean, I don't see any damage really. Why it caused that shake like it did? I mean, we're assuming this was the cause of the vehicle shaking like it was. I mean, it has to be, right? Just has to be. I suppose that this could have been out, and then when it tightened down, it tightened down on the outside edge here, and it caused the cups not to fully go back in, and that left it kind of locked up. But man, I just don't see any damage. Anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can get this caliper out. We're just going to take it off and probably hang it from the spring up here. So let me go ahead and, I don't know. I need to pry it out a little bit. These calipers do not have holes to pry from. They're just completely solid. Either. I don't know. I think we'll be able to take that off though. Let's go ahead and loosen that bolt up in the back. Tell you what, I probably can turn you like this down here. It's gonna be a little awkward of an angle, but I think you can see that right there. I don't know what size it is, so I'm gonna I can't see it from here. I'm going by feel. It's a 13 millimeter. I can't believe this, guys. That's just holy moly. Craziness. This is going to want to rotate the whole assembly. So we're going to have to just hold it in place. Actually, it won't rotate it because it's going to come back inward. I have to get an extension. There's not enough room. Tell you what, guys, that did not feel like 44 foot-pounds. But I also have this big long ratchet. It still didn't feel very tight. And see, Dodge does not put any type of locking solution on there. No thread locker. Okay. And of course I didn't bring something to hang it with. Of course. Alright, let me see if I can get back on here temporarily. Let me go get a piece of wire to hang it with. Guys, I think I found something that'll work. Whenever they come put flags in my yard when we do work, I just keep the flags. I use them later if I ever want to mark my sprinklers. And I think this will work good for this. I'm just going to bend it. They're pretty strong, so we'll just bend it. I think we'll just, where can we hang it? Right about here. I'm going to hang it on the upper control arm. I think that'll work. What? Not strong enough, guys. It totally was a fail. It was a fail. We failed. I'm a failure today, apparently. Apparently it's too heavy for this thin metal. It's okay. I think we can make it work. I think we got it. All right, let's see if there's any damage to these. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna have to get new pads. Son of a gun. So the pad is, feels like it has a little, maybe it doesn't, maybe it doesn't. Kind of feels like it has a little bevel on it, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it was just dirt. The crusty dirt that was sitting on the edge there. So it does not look like it did any damage to the pads. At least not that one. All right, what's the trick, guys? Are they locked in? Yeah, they're locked in. Look, they're locked in with the little clip. All right, how do I get them out then? There gotta be a trick. Normally they pop. Oh, and of course now it's probably broken. Holy my goodness. I don't know, they do kind of look worn towards the top edge now. So I've determined that we're just gonna slap this back together. I'm not gonna do anything with the brake pads at this time because they do look pretty good the way they are. I'm just gonna leave them. We are going to slap them back in here. We're gonna put our caliper back on. We're gonna put our bolts back in. We're gonna put a new pin in up here. And actually, yeah, I think we'll use a new one. I was gonna say I might use the original pin and then use the bolt that came with the new one. I need to compare them to make sure they're the same. Let me do that real quick. Can you guys guess what that noise is? Yes, it's another airplane. Here is the original pin. It has these markings on it. I'm not that really sure about what those are. If that's normal or if that's from it working its way out and then before it fell out on the ground. But I do have these new ones. These aren't OEM, these are just, you know, kit from O'Reilly Auto. They look identical. I mean, they're not identical, they're a little different. Notice how the screws on these have a little bit of thread locker on them. I mean, they otherwise look okay. I think I'm going to use the original pin and I'm going to use one of these bolts from this bag. So let's go ahead and do that. I almost went to the dealer to see if I could get a bolt only, but since the auto parts store had these, I just went ahead and stopped there since they're right down the road. Those are the same size. I'm not sure if that's even a locking compound. That might be like, I don't know. Almost like a lubricant, but that wouldn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I mean, it was probably a thread locker, but who knows? I don't know how it's supposed to harden up, though. Don't know. Let me go get some grease. We'll put some grease on this pin. We'll slap her back in. Pin and some Permatex ceramic brake parts lubricant. Let me set this down. Trying to do that all one-handed is not really necessary. That should be good. That's more than was on it originally. Most of it got pushed out. Got some air in there now. Normally you can get the air to come out. Air doesn't want to come out now. For whatever reason. These ones are pounded, these ones are pressed in. So you can't just pop them out, put grease on it, and pop them back in. They're press fit permanently. Well, you know what I mean. If I take them out and damage them, I have to buy new ones. I'm not going to put any lube on anything. We're going to just slap it on. Forgot to put my gloves on. And that's okay. They get so wet and nasty inside. I just take them off anyway eventually. Wow. Be careful. That's sharp. Doing this blind. And I got more grease on me. Wow, guys, I still can't believe that happened. That's just crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Let's unhook this. Let's see if we can rock this on here. That went on pretty easily. Went on pretty easily. Something's not seem right here. Something looks a little funky. I lost the screw already for the bottom. This is the original one that goes down here. I can't feel it going in. Feels like it's right there, but let's do the top one first, since we can see it. Everything I touch is greasy. Somebody put anti-seize on the studs. I don't use anti-seize on studs. It just makes a mess. But okay, there that one goes. Oh my goodness. Well, this is just crazy. These I painted red. These are painted black. I had some caliper paint. I figured I'd use it. Don't normally mod my cars in any visible way, but there you have it. Don't forget to take your little hangy bracket off. Oh gosh, guys. I just, wow, can't believe this. I can't believe I'm making such a video where the bolt came out of my calipers. The bolt came out of the caliper pins. I mean, that's just absolutely unheard of when it's been torqued to spec properly. Alright guys, I gotta get a wrench to hold that so it doesn't turn. I mean, I wonder if this was because of the paint that was on it, you think? Surely not. I mean, I guess it could be. You never know. Of course, it's going to be 18, which I don't have. Why is it always 18? You know, they don't ever have 18 millimeter wrenches in the set. 44 foot-pounds. Guys, I hope it picks it up. 45, one below is 44. 44 foot-pounds. You guys are my witnesses. Let's see if we can hold this without scratching the crap out of the paint. Oh, why is that jammed? And guess what that is? You're right. Another airplane. Another airplane. Of course, there's no room to torque it. I gotta move you guys. I've got to move you guys. Sorry. How's that? The torque wrench is too long for me to be able to torque it. I've got this stuck on here. I don't like using adjustable wrenches for things like this. I mean, guys, you're like right where I need to be. This is so awkward. I tell you what. I mean, that's 44. I gave it a little extra. I mean, I usually tighten them way tighter than that anyway, by hand if I don't have a torque wrench handy. I guarantee you, I over torque them. I also guarantee you, that's why they've never come off. You guys are now my witnesses. We torqued them to spec, which is 44 foot-pounds. Wow, wow. I'm gonna go ahead and slap that tire back on. You can watch if you want. Nah, you don't have to watch. You guys have seen dozens of tires being taken off and put back on. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that. And I'm going to throw this guy back on, wash my hands, and we'll have a final chat. Oh, I did find that these are new rotors, and they're put on February 14th of 2023. I can't remember how many miles it was. 45,770 or 46,770. I'll verify that, but we also have to check how many is on it right now, which I do not know either. I'm gonna let it down a little bit so the tire catches on the ground, and then we're gonna torque those to spec. I gotta go look the torque spec up. 110 foot-pounds. Alrighty guys, 110 foot-pounds. Torqued to spec. Alright guys, I'm going to call that good for now. Well guys, that was a embarrassing one, let's just say that. I've never had something like that happen. And I've been working on cars for 40 some years. I'm just glad nothing happened. It gave us warning signs beforehand, and we didn't just keep driving it. We took action. So what did we learn? We learned that either Kevin's a bonehead and he did not torque that to the right specs, or something happened that made it back out. Now that was a painted rotor. It was painted on the backside where that bolt screws in. However, I painted that 20,000 miles ago, maybe more. So I don't believe it was anything to do with the paint. I just have a feeling that maybe I used the rear torque specs, which are 23 foot-pounds. The front are 44. It didn't seem like that second bolt was 44 foot-pounds of torque. When I removed it, it felt kind of soft. So probably going to go around and check all the other ones on this before I start taking it out on routine drives, because I don't want that to happen again. So this is one of those cases where Kevin's way doesn't always work. It's rare, but it does happen. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed me making a fool of myself in this video by what happened here. So anyway, I hope you guys like that, and thank you for watching. Kevin's Way Works.